Yes, I have some questions here that have been sent in by a few of my fans, and I'd like to answer those questions, if I may, right now. Some of the questions that you guys have asked me about, this is from a little girl named Allison, and she's out of California. Hi, Allison. How are you today? Yes, Allison, I would like to answer your question, where did I grow up? I grew up in Los Angeles, California, and I attended 96th Street School. I also later on went to Markham Junior High School and then later on to Jordan High School. I do have a background in the medical profession. I do hold a radiology license, certificates. I've done a lot of work taking care of caretakers and things like that, and I just wear so many hats, it isn't funny. I've done teacher's aid, I've done just so much, and I've worked in the movie business. I worked on a movie with Billy D. Williams, and as my career enhanced, I later went on to become a singer, and I just signed up at the Guitar Center to start my singing career back up again. Later from that, I did some modeling. I graduate from John Casablanca's modeling school. So, Allison, I hope I answered your question enough. If not, write me again. Okay, we have another question here. They want to know at what age did I start writing? Oh, that's a very good question. I actually started writing at a very young age. I always wanted to be a writer. As a matter of fact, I was about 12, and my mother would find some of my writings in my bedroom drawer, and I don't think she really approved of them, so I never found them again. But that didn't stop me. I continued to keep writing and writing, and one day I was in my English class, and I took a creative writing class, and all I could think about is I wanted to write a story, and it was called Crime Up in Harlem. And my teacher, Mrs. Harding, she did copies of it, and it went over very well. The reason why I wrote this diary is because I felt that in my heart, all of the things, as I grew up, I lived in a house called 1313 in Los Angeles, and that was double trouble because there was so much that happened on that street, and some of the stuff I didn't even put in the diary because it was just too horrible. And living across from the railroad track on 100th Street in Los Angeles, I just felt that when all the riots happened and everything, it was seeing a world, and I was just shut off from it because I wasn't allowed to really play with my neighbors, and I wasn't allowed to. There were so many no's and don'ts, and I just felt like my life was just completely stifled. And I just had to finally open up about that. And that's one reason, too, why I wrote the diary, is that all of these things were just surfacing, but there was nowhere for them to go. So, in a way, I wrote the diary. Some of it is true, and some of it isn't true, really, but you'll have to decide for yourself. I knew I had a lot to say, and I was really ready to just say all of these things, and I had to have help because it was a very difficult diary for me to write, but I did it, and I'm eager to write the next 4. And I think once you start really writing and expressing yourself, the sky is just the limit, and there's just so much that you can begin to do. You know, I have another exciting book coming up, and it's going to be about a Western. It's going to be a Western. That's all I'm going to say. You'll have to look for it now to see exactly what it's going to be about, but it will be totally exciting, I promise you. And I love those kind of damsel in distresses, and where the cowboy, the big strong cowboy, comes out and rescues the damsel on the desert somewhere, and it's just going to be a great, great book. So I want you to look for that one. It will be a wonderful Western that I will write.